హోదా ఇతర అంశాల తాజా పరిణామాల మీద ఢిల్లీలో మాజీ కేంద్ర మంత్రి జైరాం రమేష్ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
Third point, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu has raised many objections. He did not raise any of these objections when the act was being drafted. And I have explained when the bill was being discussed in Parliament, why we have used words like feasibility in the 13th schedule. Wherever government was going to take a decision on its own, no feasibility, we do it directly. But where public sector companies are going to take a decision, IOC, HPCL, SAIL, there we had asked that they should study the feasibility and take a decision within 6 months. Because we didn't believe that we can dictate to public sector companies. Public sector companies should examine, and the language that is used in the 13th schedule is very clear, that the feasibility would be examined and a decision would be taken thereof within 6 months, which is a positive decision, not a negative decision. It was not. That is not the way the government functions. You have to be very clear. Before a decision is taken, let me finish, then you can ask me the questions. Before a decision is taken, running into thousands of crores, somebody has to do the feasibility. Somebody has to establish the detailed project report. You cannot take a decision on a port, on a railway, on a steel plant, on a petrochemical plant, on a fertilizer plant, without looking at how the project will be implemented. But where the government was doing its own investment, IIT, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, NIT, NID, National Institute of Design, there the government was going to do the investment on its own. So this was the distinction that was drawn. I had explained this in Parliament, and I think it is a valid distinction. However, let me summarize. Polavaram cannot be implemented by the state because Section 94 says it will be implemented by the central government. So the Act has to be amended. Number two, special category status. Its abolition was not recommended by the 14th Finance Commission. It was a decision taken by the Narendra Modi government. Number three, decisions were to be taken by public sector companies after carrying out site investigation, economic analysis, whether they require some financial assistance from the government. All these would have been discussed in a project report. The fact that these projects were included in the 13th schedule means that these projects were to come up. We would not have included it in the 13th schedule of the Act if our intention was not to implement the projects. Because our intention was to implement the project, but in a proper manner, it was included in the 13th schedule. So the financial package announced by the Finance Minister and Mr. Venkaiah Naidu is an eyewash. I don't understand what the additionality to the state is going to be. I think the Narendra Modi government has betrayed the commitments made in the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act, has betrayed the commitments made by Dr. Manmohan Singh in Parliament, and in order to deal with Pawan Kalyan, who is having a rally in Kakinada today, a midnight announcement is made by Mr. Jaitley and by Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. This is not the way that promises made as part of an act are to be fulfilled to the people of the state.
నిన్న సాయంత్రం ఫైనాన్స్ మినిస్ట్రీలో వెబ్సైట్ పెట్టారు. ఆ వెబ్సైట్ చూసిన వారందరికీ కూడా ఈ కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం మీద రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం మీద ఎంత అసహ్యం పుడతా ఉందంటే అదేం లేదు, గారడి చేసి డ్రామా వేసి అన్నీ కూడా ఏదో మళ్ళా ఇస్తారంట. వాగ్దానాల మీద వాగ్దానాలు 2 సంవత్సరాలు అయినాయి. మీరు యాక్ట్లో ఫీజిబిలిటీ ఎందుకు పెట్టలేదు? 2 సంవత్సరాలు అయింది. అమరావతి ఏం చేశారు మీరు? వేర్ ఇస్ డిపిఆర్? అమరావతి ఏం చేస్తున్నారు మీరు? ఒక పద్ధతి ఉంటుందండి ప్రభుత్వంలో.
అప్పట్లో ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ పునర్విభజన చట్టం రూపకల్పనలో కీలక పాత్ర పోషించిన నాటి కేంద్ర మంత్రి జయరాం రమేష్ తాజా పరిణామాల మీద, ప్రస్తుతం కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం చేసిన ప్రకటనల మీద స్పందించారు. కొత్తగా ఇస్తున్న స్పెషల్ ప్యాకేజ్ అంటూ ఏం లేదని, అప్పుడు చట్టంలో రూపొందించిన అంశాలనే ఇంకా అమలు పరచడం లేదని విమర్శించారు. అలాగే పోలవరం ప్రాజెక్టు నిర్మించే అధికారం రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వానికి లేదని, అధికారం ఇవ్వాలంటే యాక్ట్ ని అమెండ్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుందనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని కూడా ఆయన చెప్తున్నారు. ఇది కేవలం ఐవాష్ అని పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ ర్యాలీ పెడుతున్నట్టు అర్ధరాత్రి ప్రకటన చేశారని విమర్శిస్తున్నారు జయరాం రమేష్.